So today we will focus on the product enablement, especially we're gonna show you from AI assistant and how we have shipped to the AI agent with the MCP server within Katalon Studio. And yeah, we hope that after the sharing, you can involve and start to explore leverage the AI capability with StudioAssist to empower your testing workflow. All right, so talk about the presenters. So today we will have me, Chris, and Babian from the support team. If you have submitted tickets, we might meet us few times within the support ticket. And yeah, today we are here again today just to guide you in more actively like how our Studio Assist and AI's capacity has been developed recently. And moving forward, we also have more plan to develop the features. All right, and today we also have a special guest, Song Chung from our Studio Assist team. She present as the BM of the features, who have actually worked very hard to turn I turned the Studio Assist from idea from crash to the production now, and she's also make an effort to develop the tools moving forward. Yeah, thank you, Sungs, for being a part of sharing today. All right, okay. So I will try forward. So here is the agenda of the sharing today. So we will show you like how Studio Assist evaluations have been shown. We're gonna go to the definition of what is the MCP server as well. We're gonna also show you how it's actually work. There are several of the use case where we gonna show you the demo in the real UI, like how it's gonna work, and what is the action that you can expect from MCP server within Studio Assist. We also given some of the tips and tricks so that you can easily to work and start with the tool. Also, very happy to share with you that we also implement AIs into our Katalon support assistant portal, where from there you can leverage more success while you're waiting for us to process your support tickets. And lastly, we have the Kahoot game, and the last part is Q&A, where you can ask your question at the last part, or we also have the question box where you can just feel free to drop your question there, and our team will try to answer on the question. All right. Okay. So we will start now. So we will start with the Studio Assist evolution. So previously, as you have known, in earlier version of Catalog Studio, we define Studio Assist within just the Ask mode, which means previously, if you have tried Studio Assist, it will just work as a powerful chatbot where it's gonna help you to generate the code, explain some of the basic code or even complex code, and this will also help you to answer some of your question that is might be taken from the document, some of the features that you might not aware like how to use these features at that times. Studio Assist have been able to do it, but from Katalon Studio 10.3.2 onwards, we introduced a new terms we called agent mode, as well as the co-pilot, which means you can expect it's gonna work like an automated co-pilot, where this agent's gonna directly access on your Katalon project. So not just help you to generate the code, it also can help you to automate the test case, test suite, creation, update, edit, and organize. Apart from that, if you need like any more advice, any more instruction from Catalan docs, now we can do it more advanced, like bring in some more screenshot. What is the detail step that you can follow? If you have any question. And also, we extend the automation beyond within Catalan application, where not just like a chatbot like before, we're now active like an agent in realities. We have to automate some of the steps that make your testing workflow more effectively and easier than before. Okay, so I believe most of you are familiar with this term. What is the MCP server? Um, Guys, if you have any idea or how you define MCP server from your point of view, just feel free to share some of the idea on the chat, and then we're gonna move a bit deeply into the details. All right. So I think most of you are recalled like what is the MCP server, right? So I'll just make it quick as everyone is already familiar. So MCP stand for the Model Context Protocol. So we think of it like a toolbox that gives the Studio Assist AI new capabilities. So it's work as the connectors between the AI branch and the tools that needed to act for whatever the assigned responsibility that you give to the prompt to actively deliver that actions within your Katalon project. So what you can expect from the Katalon MCP server is gonna provide you more accurate and up to date answers that is gonna taken directly from our Katalon document. The MCP, the Katalon Studio MCP server, gonna help you to write the test case, utilize some of the tools that we already have by default. For example, create the test case, edit the test case, create custom keyword, just to provide you some Groovy files or get information from any part within your project. For example, you need to get the locators of whatever object that you're gonna share with this the ID, and then it's gonna just quickly help you to scan through where the object is and what is the exact locators of what you are trying to find. So similarly to the desktop MCP server, help you to easily to connect the desktop from Studio, easily to pull the information from desktop without access to it manually like before. And you can also add the HTTP-based MCP, for example, any external MCP that you would like to have. For example, Atlassian, StudioAssist, Playwright, Azure DevOps, etc. And yeah, and like again, it's gonna help you to leverage the knowledge from a document to troubleshooting, help you to update, create your tests more easier than before, and it's gonna have to reduce the efforts of manual steps. Okay, so in details, let's discover together how it's gonna work. All right, so we're gonna make it simple for you. So similar to any other agents mods, we have three steps in overall. Firstly, we're gonna digest the prompt, whatever you give to the agents. Like, hey, happy to create a test case based what is the source you wanted to have, and then it's gonna connect to the MCP server and it will find the right tool to proceed the assigned jobs from your prompt. And lastly, definitely it's gonna, the tool will execute locally within your project to create or edit whatever you tell it from the prompt. Okay. And that's it. That's just the step that this will follow at the moment. And recently, we will have the Studio Assist mod at what we have shown you before, and those MCP is the default one, which already acquires in Studio, especially you will find it defaultly on the dialog if you start the chat with Studio Assist. So when you click into MCP, you will see it's already there. Katalon Studio MCP stand for Katalon Studio MCP, which have certain of the tool within Katalon. Katalon MCP stand for the Katalon document sources. So where it's gonna connect with Katalon docs and pull all of the information, whatever you need, it's to do from a prompt. And also Katalon test off MCP similarly is going to help us to connect with Katalon test off. Apart from that, as what I have introduced before, you can also connect with the external MCP like Atlassian, Azure, Playwright, whatever you need. Just simply click to add MCP, and there will be a set of step where you need to configure it to be able to make it work with your external MCP server. Okay. Okay, so here's some of the supported tool already have on our default MCP. So for the Katalon MCP, we have the search and the read, just to help you to pull the Katalon uh, document information wherever you need. For Katalon Studio MCP server, we offer a group of features to test case tool, keyword tool, test object tool, test suite tool, test suite collection tool, BDD, test data tool. So in overall, you will be able to get the information from those tools, uh, read, write, and update to those objects. Okay, and next, when we talk about the test off MCP, is similarly, we offer the scope of work to test case, test suites, requirement, string, release, and project. And this is the current features that we offer for each of the tool. If you need to look back later, we're gonna share with you the slide decks where you can get the detail of what is the tool we have and each of the description within the tool. All right. So we move to the use case demonstration. I hand over it to you, Babians.
Yep. Thank you, Chris. Before we start, I would like to quickly share with everyone that for all of your questions, please use the Q&A box so that we can look into it. Quickly reviewing Gaurav's question. So yes, Gaurav, you can totally add the Katalon, the other external MCPs as well. So you just need the MCP URL and the protocol that you will be using, and then you can use the external MCPs. I hope that answers your question. Um, Moving forward, I think this is going to be one of the parts where you'll be looking into the videos. Now that we have already understood what the technology behind the Studio Assist is, let's dive more into use cases that demonstrate how agent mode in the MCP server solve real world testing challenges. So the first challenge that we see is the we often hear that feature adoption whenever a new feature is released, but you don't have time to review the release notes, go to the documentation, and you are still not aware how it works. So we'll look into the next video, and we'll see how Studio Assist agent mode can solve that for you. In the Studio Assist agent mode, you can just ask it to go to the Katalon documentation and look into what's new in the latest Katalon version. For example, here we are just asking for 10.3.0. It will review all of the release notes that we have in the documentation, and it will give you what are the new features we have. The tool that is being used here is Search Katalon Doc. Now, the question would be, how would I know how every feature will work, right? So you can just ask it, like, can you give me the steps on how the new feature works? For example, here we ask how the mobile testing self-healing works for us. So to give us the steps, it will give us the step-by-step approach from our Katalon documentation, and it will also add screenshots if they are already present with us. So you just need to look into them and apply them from their side, just like this example here. Yep, we can move to the next challenge now. Thank you. Yep, can we move to the next slide, please?
Okay, sorry.
No worries. Okay, so another common challenge that is that we have to spend a lot of time on creating new tests. Testers often feel I spend too much time on the boilerplate and I have to read all of the requirements and the user story I have on Jira or any other management tools you have. I have to add the objects and then I have to write the test steps. This is a repetitive process that they have to do. Using Studio Assist agent mode, we address the test creation through rapid test case generation. by reading your Jira requirements. So in the next video, we'll see how we use the Atlassian MCP, Chrome DevTools MCP, and the Katalon MCP to have the whole test case creation process with the manual test cases that we have. Yep, we can go to the next video. Thank you. So in the video, we'll be testing with this website. Once you have connected to the Atlassian MCP on StudioAssist, you can just ask it to get your requirement for your Jira ticket. So whatever the requirement you have already filled, it will use the Atlassian tool get Jira issue to get the contents of your Jira ticket. So we can see that it has already got our manual steps or user story. Now using this, and we will use the Chrome DevTools MCP to capture the locators inside this website. So we can see that first we have already captured the locators for the header page, and now we'll be using the Katalon MCP to create the objects for them. So we have the locators. Now we just need to tell Katalon Studio Assist that create the objects for me. And we can see here that the objects are here with us. To verify the locators, you can just go to the developer tools and verify if the locators are unique. The second step is that we again do it, but for the login page. We did it for the home page before. We just ask the Chrome DevTools MCP on Studio Assist again that go to the login page, and this time I want the username and the password fields to be captured. It will give us the locator values like before. So we'll just do that. Go to the page, inspect it and get the locators. Okay. We have the locator values now, and this time it remembers your history. So it will just ask you, would you want me to create test objects for you? So we'll just say yes, and we'll have the new objects created for us in no time. Yep. We'll inspect and then verify if the locators are correct again. You can see there could be some times when you have duplicated locators and you want Studio Assist to review those locators and then update your objects without any manual efforts. So in this case, you can just ask the agent mode to review the HTML of each element. For example, this time we are doing for username and the password field. So we'll just give Studio Assist the HTML of these elements, and we'll ask it to update the locators we have in our previously captured objects. And we can see here that our objects are already updated using the update test object tool inside Katalon MCP. So the last action that remains is to create the test case. We have the objects, we have the test manual test steps, and it will just create the test cases for us using the Katalon Studio MCP. And now we just need to execute the test. Okay, we should click on the login button. Seems like there's an issue here. So Studio Assist agent mode got you with this as well. So if you have the script with you, but you are getting an error, the Studio Assist agent mode already has the project context. So you just needed to let know about what the error is. It will review your test script, it will review the error, and it will give you recommendations on what you can do to troubleshoot and resolve it. Just like this, it is telling us like we need to change the Boolean values here. We can either do it manually to change it in our script, or we can use the get update test script tool of Katalon MCP to update directly with our prompt. And this time we'll run the test again, and it should fix our issue, and it will enter the credentials and log in. Perfect. Yep. So this is how we went into how we can, look into the rapid test case creation, getting all the test steps from Jira using the Atlassian MCP, getting the locators of the website from Chrome DevTools, and at the end, Katalon Studio agent mode to create and act as a bridge between all of them to create the test cases.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Bhavesh. So I think the point here is if we wanted to override or update or create any new thing within any specific context, so we need to uh, point out like what is the files context we wanted to make an update on, right? For example, on this case, if we needed to provide some advice for any specific test case, for example, in this case, we just make sure that we choose the correct file so that it can update correctly, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
so the
correct.
point you guys need to make a text on whatever the file you want the agents to work on.
Yep.
Okay.
So absolutely, you can either give the tick or you can also give the ID of the test artifact that you want Studio Assist agent mode to access.
Oh, okay. So for the ID, we just tell it to whatever the ID we want to have adjustment on from the prompt that we put here into the agent's chat, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Give a You want to move to the next slide?
Yes, please. Thank you. I
Okay.
think we'll be moving on to the next challenge about BDD test case creation. I think there could be a lot of testers joining today who have already written BDD scripts or are working on it. So we all know that BDD test creation introduces, another layer of complexity with that. As one of the user noted that, I have to read some requirements, I have to write the Gherkin files, create test objects, write step definitions, and then prepare test data at the end. And then this takes a lot of time for me. So Studio Assist is here to solve that complexity with the BDD test case creation. This is the one of the workflow that we have where we are using the Atlassian MCP at the first to get the requirement from Jira as we talked before. Now, all work is going to be done by the Katalon MCP where it reads your requirement and it generates the feature file for you. Generates mean it will give you the code and it will create the file for you automatically. You just need to have the get test objects ready and it will create the test case for you as well. And then it will run your feature file. The only manual step here is that we need to create the path for the step definition file. That means that we just have to create the file. The code will still be given by the Studio Assist. And we need to just copy and paste the code inside our step definition, recalculate our test steps, and we are all good to run our BDD test feature file and inside the test case. So I think in the next video, this workflow will be more clear for all of you.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, so we already have a .md file with instructions. If you want specific instructions for your BDD test cases, we recommend using it. You can still use it without the .md file, without the instruction, because the Studio Assist already has the prompt library with it. So I'll just fetch my Jira requirements first as I did here. And now I want Studio Assist to create the BDD feature file for me. So first, it will give me the code of the feature file to review. Once I can review, I'll just write like, can you please create the file for me in the project? And then we should have the feature file inside our feature folder.
Yeah. So we
Perfect.
see the feature file that is created here.
Yep. Now, the next step is always to have the step definition file, which I talked about earlier, right? To give Studio Assist agent mode will be giving us the code for the step definition. But as seen here in the video, we'll create a step definition file, give it a class name. Click OK. And then we have the feature file, sorry, the step definition here. So this is what Chris was talking about before that. We have to give it the context on what files we need it to specifically access. So using that, you can just select the files you need. For example, right now I have a recorded test case. I have my feature file and I have my object. So I'll just tell him like, look into all of these projects, context that specifically these ones, and then create a step definition for me. The benefit here is that it will use the recorded test case objects and it will give you the correct format of the step definition where you don't have to make any changes, like just copy and paste it into your step definition. So we have the step definition code. We'll just copy it and paste it right here. Okay. And we'll just do the tweaks that we did in the feature file for the username and password. Perfect. It should recalculate the steps for you, like you can see. And now we can just execute our test. This is us running the feature file that Studio Assist created, us running the feature file that Studio Assist connected with the step definition that it created for us. It's done. I think the last step in BDD test creation is to manage the feature files into specific test cases. And now you can just ask it like, you add my feature file into a specific test case and run it. Obviously, the running would be on us, but the creation and management would be all on StudioAssist agent.
Yeah.
Okay, here
There
we
is a
go create, yep, using the create test case tool in the Katalon Studio MCP. It created the test case and added the feature file, and now we'll just run the feature file here. So the great thing here is that the agent can handle the heavy lifting for you, right? Interpreting requirements for you from Jira, generating the necessary BDD feature files, giving you the code to review, and all the setup is on Studio Assist agent mode, and you just have to execute the test and review it. I think we can move to the next one now. We'll go about, I think, the test case maintenance and optimization. This is one of the most important things for every tester. Finally, you know, test maintenance is a constant headache for all of us. Many organizations, they struggle with test suites that are bloated with undetectable duplicate and legacy code. That could be test cases or test objects. And then we have to, for every release, we have to render manual optimization where we have to change and replace the duplicate test artifacts. So using the agent mode, we will help you to achieve that. So we can go to the next slide for this use case one, where we show you how you can identify and ask Studio Assist for recommendation on which test case from the duplicate ones could be a good one for you. So I'll just write a script where I'm telling Studio Assist to review the code on all of the test cases inside my project, irrespective of the blank spaces and comment, and give me the duplicates. So here we can see that we have two duplicate test cases here, which have the exactly same code. And if you see below, it also provides you with recommendations on which one would be most used, already used in your test cases, and is recognized, which can be used and preserved ahead, and which can be deleted. The next step that we have to do is we need to identify the duplicates in our file explorer. So we'll just identify, I think there are two of them, and we'll ask Studio Assist, so can you change the name of these two test cases to delete O1 and delete O2? And then we'll filter out. The reason behind changing the name is that we'll be able to properly understand what test cases are duplicate and we need to delete. So now we just ask it to list all the test cases which started as delete. So it's totally upon you on which name you filter out it as. Okay, we got delete 01 and delete 02, and we'll now just delete them. The main important thing here is to delete all the references of these test cases so that none of our test scripts are showing input as null in any of the call test cases or wherever we are calling this test case. Perfect. I think the next one would be another artifact, which is the test objects. We do have a lot of test objects in our project sometimes, and that could cause confusion and reduce the speed of the IDE. And thus we write a prompt to Studio Assist agent to look into what are the duplicate test objects as per its locator strategy, because that is the only factor that will cause the duplicates for the test objects, not the names. And then for every locator we can see that it has some pairs for every locator value. Let's talk about the first one. We have a underscore Adobe website, and we have two objects which have the same locator, just like on the left. So the next step here is that we already got the duplicates. Now we need to know which one of them from the duplicates is being used currently, is of use, and which are of no use. And to do that, we'll just ask Studio Assist to look into all of these duplicate object IDs and give me which objects are currently being used and which are not being used, so that we can delete the ones which are not being used for a long time now. and which don't have any references. We'll just quickly confirm if Studio Assist agent is working correctly to just see the object ID here. So we'll just copy and paste, and we can see that, it is identifying that yes, this test object is being used in this test case. And for the not used, we'll just ask it to remove it. We can change the names and remove them. And Katalon Studio has another feature to show the unused test object. And then using that, we can verify if Studio Assist has given us the correct output or not, checking for the object repository /a underscore. Yep, right here. Perfect. I think the last and the third maintenance use case is automated test cases refactoring. Uh, this is to ensure that every script follows the same high quality coding standard and best practices. As I said before, Studio Assist has the project context. So we can just give it the ID, and it will fetch the code, and it will read the code that we have for our test cases. So you can see here. And now I don't want to write the script. I just want to tell Studio Assist agent mode to change one of the test steps here for me, like replace it. Replace the object used inside webui.get CSS. So it will just do it for us. We'll review and we'll just ask it to update the test script and also add one more delay. So we'll quickly go into our test script and see if it has updated. The first tool that it uses is get test case script to understand what is under the script right now. Then it will append the code that we have asked using the update test case script tool inside the Katalon Studio MCP. Yep, we can see the two calls on the right. And here we have the updated code. The next thing we'll do is we are again updating the script, but this time we are asking it to add a failure handling to one of our test steps, like add a failure handling. And then it will again use the same update test case script tool of Katalon Studio MCP to do that. Okay, we'll use get test case script to read the code inside and then update it. Perfect. In between, you can also see it did search Katalon documentation tool to understand if it's using the correct syntax of failure handling or not. Perfect. I think we are done with all of the use cases. I hope you were able to understand all of them. The next two parts we have is about tips and tricks about Studio Assist agent mode. We suggest to break down your bigger tasks into smaller questions and prompts so that Studio Assist can handle it well and do it one by one instead of getting hallucinated by the AI. Studio Assist currently by default uses OpenAI 4.1 mini, but you can also use your personal keys like OpenAI, Azure OpenAI, Gemini, Claudes to use any model that you want to use. You can turn off the extra MCP servers that you don't use. So every Katalon MCP or every external MCP has all of the tool calls, right? It could be in hundreds, it could be in 200s. So we can limit the number of tools we use for better performance. You can also customize the prompt inside the agent mode. So if you see on the screenshot on the right, there is a prompt library we have in the Katalon Studio preferences, which you can always change as per your working and as per your workflow that you want the agent mode to follow. And last, for complex workflow, as we saw on the BDD use case, that you can generate a .md instruction file giving specific instruction on what you need Studio Assist agent to do. Yep, we can move to the next. Thank you. Uh, we are still building the product more and more every day. And the current known limitations that we have is Katalon Studio MCP server is a built-in just for Katalon Studio right now. And we do not have it for public in other AI assistants. As we all know, AI can still make mistakes. AI can always hallucinate. So it's always a good practice to review all the code by AI and then let it modify our test cases. The last one is Studio Assist currently supports connecting to SSC and HTTP protocol remote MCPs. So StudioAssist can connect to MCP servers that also require authentication, like Atlassian, Notion, Linear, Figma, etc. But for connecting with GitHub, we are still working on it and it's not supported yet. Yep, we can move to the next one. Okay, so I think this is an add-on to our product enablement session. We are all done with Studio Assist agent mode, and we are excited to introduce you the Katalon support AI assistant. Yep, we can go to the next slide, please. So as you see in the screenshot here, the Katalon support assistant is a specialized AI agent designed just to transform your traditional technical support by providing you fast, accurate assistance for Katalon products and also about test automation. We'll look into some of its features in the next slide now. So giving you a brief, it is powered by Claude 4.5 Haiku, which means that it will give you faster responses and accurate responses as well, powered by Katalon documentation and verified resources. It includes intelligent web search because it is integrated with Anthropic's web search. And the best feature, I think this is going to be very intriguing for all of you, that it will help you to create tickets now. I understand that a lot of users have to, create tickets and add all of the data, all of the loggings. So the first step would always be that you go to the support assistant and you work with it, you ask your prompts to it. But if you are still not able to solve it, it could be that it's a bug. It could be that you want a new feature request and you want us to be involved. In that case, you can just ask to the support assistant to create the ticket for you, and it will directly create the ticket and share the link with you for talking ahead.
Sorry, but I just want to add in. So for this feature, especially like what we have shared before. Firstly, you come to the assistant and then ask your question. If you find that the provided solution was not helpful to you, you can also ask it to create a ticket for you. And when it converts the conversation to the ticket, all of the thing that you have shared with the assistant will be also include into the support ticket. So you don't need to add any additional attachment or additional input if we don't ask anything additionally. What I mean is whatever you share with the assistant will be also recorded within the case history. So that is gonna be more easier for you to convert to discuss with that forward. For example, there might be some information that you don't need to share again, like what is the errors, what is the version of Studio you have provided if you have already shared with the assistant. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, Chris. So I think the easy steps to use the support assistant would be you log in to the domain first, go to the Katalon support assistant. You ask anything that concerns you, just not about the Katalon product. And I think this is also one of the questions in the Q&A section, that yes, you can also ask questions about Selenium or other best practice about test automation, having create custom keywords and not just the Katalon documentation. So it gives you a wider approach to testing and troubleshooting. And then, as we talked about, it will help you to create a support ticket, which will save a lot of time for you to manually create the support ticket because it already has the conversation with you. So it will just share that whole conversation data and then create a ticket. Yep, we can go to the next one.
Yeah.
The kickoff guide that we have on the Katalon support assistant, the first thing is that we have the onboarding process there. You can go through the whole seamless entry experience for all of the users on the landing page. And then we also offer monthly release updates there. So you can stay updated with the release notes. Just like on the agent mode, we can also stay updated with the release note using the Katalon support assistant. And how do you find the Katalon support assistant? We have provided you with three channels. So the first one would obviously be the Katalon support portal. Uh, if you're working on desktops, then you can also find it on desktops. Just click on the right at the top, you'll see on the toolbar. And if you don't want to use any one of them, we have the direct domain for the Katalon support assistant, which is assistant.katalon.com. Uh, and this is one where I think this is going to be very helpful whenever you are working or troubleshooting a issue. Whenever you are working with the support assistant, you write your data, you write your issue and all the logs. And we have a prompt enhancer just near to the run button. You can see in the purple color on the first screenshot. It will help you to enhance your prompt, and I think that will also provide it will let the AI understand it much better and give you a better response, enhanced response as well. So we recommend using the prompt enhancer for all of your queries, and it will give you also dynamic follow-up questions. Let's say you are already worked on an issue and then you are still confused, like what should I ask from the AI assistant? In this case, you can just use the follow-up question suggested by it to review if this is one of the questions that you could also be thinking of.
Mm. Yeah. Sorry, but man, I just want to add in. So in the
Yep.
next release of the of the support assistant, we also provide you the ability to choose like what is the output you want. Like you want a fast response, or you want to have more precise response, or you want to have a very details of what is the instruction that you will need. So we will release this very soon. I think maybe just next month you're gonna have more choice of whatever the output you want from your system. Yeah. Thank you. Fabian, you want to continue?
I'm sorry. Okay, so I think this is going to be the last part from myself. So basically, no repeating yourself, like no starting over that you have to do. It will automate the ticket creation for all of your issues that you have already worked on, and it will resolve. And if not, we are there for you. It will pass your entire conversation to us as the support team so that we can review and work with you ahead, and it will effortlessly help you to access your ticket links. Like every time it creates a ticket for you, it will give you the link so that you can access it and talk to us ahead on the troubleshooting process.
Mhm.
I think this was all from me. I'll pass it to Chris again and for the Kahoot time now.
Yeah, thank you, Fabians. Okay, guys. So now we come to the Kahoot game. Let's have some funs and maybe just basically test your knowledge by the Kahoot game if you have already paid attention to what we have shared. I will move to the sharing of the Kahoot game.
So all the questions that we have here is from the today's sharing. So it will kind of prove your attention today on the presentation.
Just 1 minute. I will share soon. Okay. I hope the screen is visible, right? With everyone.
Yep. Okay, let's get everyone in. You can just scan the QR code and then enter the game pin here. If you face any issues with joining the Kahoot game, just let us know in the chat so that we can help you. Okay, we got JD, GI. Oh, we got Santa because this is the Christmas season now.
Yes, you can just simply go to play.kahoot.its and then input the game pins here.
Okay, let's get everyone in. We have 7. And
Everyone, thank you for joining the Kahoot games. I promise it's gonna be very easy question. Okay, we have Anna, Harry,
So you guys can either use the link that Chris put in the chat, or you can directly scan the QR code with your mobile phone to join in.
And member right now. Hi everyone. If you have a choice, please join us on the Kahoot game.
Okay, we have 12 now.
Okay, maybe let's wait for just the next 2 minutes and then restart. Hey guys, if anyone have a choice, please feel free to join us. We're gonna have we're gonna start this in the next 2 minutes. Okay, just one more minute and then we start. All right, okay. Everyone, you have joined on, right? If everyone is ready, then we will start. Okay.
Okay, this is the time now. Guys, all the best, everyone.
Okay, it's the quiz. So you can choose the correct answers. They just want correct answers. Oh, you should get ready.
Got 5 more seconds on this, guys. Answer soon.
Okay, so the question is, choose the correct functions for StudioAssist agent mod. So actually, I think some user has already really fast in choosing. It's also correct, but we also the agents mod can also can cover like we get the correct answers, information from Katalon document, and we also can acting in some of the extended automation tasks from your prompt. So the correct answer will be on correct option will be able to carry by the agent mode. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, remember, guys, we had a screenshot of this one.
All right. Yeah, so as we shared before, some of the defaults MCP server within Katalon is Katalon Studio MCP, Katalon Desktop MCP, Katalon MCP is stand for the Katalon document, and Notion is not our default MCP server. Yeah, thank you everyone. I think you got it correctly. Well done. Okay, the next question is gonna be true and false. So the question is, we use the Catalan MCP to search dog and features. Is this true or false? Okay, everyone, very fast on this. Okay, so it's correct to say that the Catalan MCP will be able to search the dog and the new features from our Catalan document. Okay. The free version. Okay. In the task creation, what is the action that can be done with Studio Assist? Remember, this is mostly multiple choice question. You can choose multiple option. The time is over. Okay, so in the task creation, what we can do, what can be done by the Studio Assist is we can be able to pull the requirement from Jira. We can be able to write the automation test script. We can be able to capture add the test object into the object repository if we tell the prompt to do it. And unfortunately, we won't be able to generate the execution report. It can just help us to compose the setting, pull the requirement, but not to generate, because to generate the execution report, you will need to have the test to be executed, right? And then after the test suite can be executed, then that is where the execution report will be generated. Okay. Okay. In the task maintenance, what is the action that can be done with Studio Assist? It's also multiple choice. Okay.
Wow,
Right.
nice.
Yeah, it's a good number, right? Okay, so yeah, you got right. In the task maintaining, we can identify the duplicators test case, like what Fabian has demonstrated before. Also, we have a demo for how to refactoring the test case automatically with Studio Assist. And lastly, we also can identify some of the duplicated test object as well. Okay, it's going to be the last question. It's also multiple choice. Hey, let's see. Who choose the to create a test case with Studio Support Assistant?
I think
Okay.
there was a connection between agent and this one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe that's a good question, so that we can, easily to differentiate. So earlier we introduced Studio Assist agent mode, but apart from that, lastly we also showing you, like, in our support portal, we also have the assistant as well. So in the support portal where the assistant was just introduced, you also can. It's more about support, like whatever the support you need from us. So instead of the traditional way where you submit a case and you wait for the support agent to come to you and resolve the issue. So from now we bring in the AI's assistant, where you can just have the instant answer with you. It can have to resolve a lot of complex case related to the cost from Selenium, for example. So the support query that you can expect to receive is some of the information about product details, how to guys, some of the errors analysis. If you encounter any errors, any failure within your execution, you can also attach the log. The full log is more recommended, so that we can scan through what is happening within your logs activities. We can assist you in recommending and modifying the test script if if it has to have you to overcome the issue that you have raised earlier with the support assistant. And yeah, we won't be able to control anything with from Katalon, because this is the two different platform. And lastly, if your issue has not been resolved with the support assistant, lastly, at the end of your conversation with the assistant, just feel free to ask it to convert the conversation to a support case, and then the agent will come to you and proceed like the traditional support case where we work together to find a solution. Okay, well done, everyone. That is the last question. Okay,
Yep.
let's take the podium. Okay, well done, Graham. You on the top three. Yuffie, you're on top two, and let's see who is the winner. Oh, okay. Well done, JD. It's probably the top. Santa and Vina, you nearly there. Yeah, I think yeah, well done everyone. I think so far so good. You have get some more understanding about StudioAssist and how the agent mod gonna work. Especially we also bring in like the support assistant and how it's gonna help you to move forward to have a better experience with the product. For whatever your answer we hope to answer by the assistant or support case. Lastly, I think we have the Q&A session. If you guys have anything to that you still need to clarify, so feel free to put it into the Q&A, or maybe we allow you guys to unmute yourself because we have Song here, Variance and me and the entire team here. If you still have any questions, just feel free to raise the hand or drop your question into the chat. Yeah, sure. The recording will be shared to all of you after we wrap up the call. Okay, thank you, everyone. I hope it's helpful for you to move with Studio Access ahead.